Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Elliot Webber and it is back again. Welcome to BTCC What If Series 2. Yep, a lot of people, when I did this last year, a lot of people asked me to do a sort of second series to this, and so I'm doing it. Welcome to a second series. It's the first time I've done like a season 2 of something on this channel, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I have 10 episodes planned. Only 9 of them have been officially titled per se. So I've come up with 9 episodes out of 10 so far. I need to think of a 10th, but we'll get to that in due course. However, for this first episode of Series 2, we are going to be talking about what if Matt Jackson joined Honda for the 2018 BTCC season. So, as always, let's get straight into this. Now, 2018 to start off with was a pretty interesting year to say the least. We had 17 different winners in the season. We had a ton of first-time winners, including the likes of Matt Simpson took his first win, Senna Proctor took his first win, and also Dan Cammish took his first win in what was his rookie season in 2018. And obviously, as a lot of you will know, Dan Cammish debuted with the manufactured Honda Team Dynamics squad, of course, well known for being the factory Honda team for many, many years. Obviously, this came about because of Gordon Shedden's sudden departure from the BTCC, and thus Team Dynamics decided to bring in Dan Cammish. However, there were a ton of drivers on their shortlists, and one of them, turns out, was Matt Jackson. However, because Matt Jackson was already signed to Motorbase Performance for 2018, it meant that Motorbase decided to let Matt Jackson go for trying to get the Honda seat while still being signed to Motorbase Performance. At least that's the story I've heard. I don't know how true that is, but that's just from the story I've heard. If anyone's heard anything different, do let me know in the comments below. But that, from what I've heard of all the stories about that, it was because Matt Jackson tried to get the Honda seat while still being signed to Motorbase Performance for the 2018 season. So that's why Matt Jackson split from Motorbase, and that's when they brought in James Cole alongside Tom Chilton, and the rest is history. However, in this scenario video, we are going to be talking about what if Matt Jackson did get that Honda seat? How would he perform again with Matt Neal as his teammate? Would the Matt and Matt team be a championship-winning force to be reckoned with? That's what we're here to talk about. As we know, Matt Jackson is a phenomenal driver, arguably one of the best BTCC drivers to never win a championship. Looking at his wins, he's taken 31 career wins in BTCC, which is, a lot. A lot of people. That's a lot of wins to win a championship. Tom Ingram, he has 33 career wins at time of recording. Jake Hill, he now has only 20 wins and he's a champion now. Ash Sutton, as we know, has well over 40 wins at this point. Andrew Jordan, I believe, has less than 30 and he's a champion. So, yeah, no doubt Matt Jackson is probably one of, if not the greatest driver to never win a BTCC title. So how would he perform, especially as well? You have to remember it was 2018 and it was the first year of the FK8 model Civic for Team Dynamics in the Halfords colours. Plus as well with how crazy that season was, it was unreal. So we're just going to look at mainly 2018 and we'll see what could have happened had Jackson stayed on longer. Starting with 2018, I definitely think he would have won some races, 100%. Matt Jackson, in my opinion, is one of the best front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive drivers. He's won in BMWs, he's won in Fords, he's won in a Chevy. So yeah, no doubt he would have been winning races had he gone to Honda. Would he have outperformed Matt Neal? Honestly, I think so. I think, from 2017 onwards was a sort of slow decline for Matt Neal. Yes, he was still winning races and whatnot. But yeah, Matt was nowhere near the championship level driver that he was before 2016, 2015-ish, roughly. I'm not saying he was washed. He definitely wasn't. But there was a bit of a long, slow decline for Matt, which is obviously why he left in 2020. So yeah, no doubt, I think Matt Jackson 100% would have outperformed Matt Neal. Definitely would have taken at least 2 race wins, at the very least 2, with how open and with how wide open that season was. We had so many drivers winning races. As I mentioned, we had 17 different race winners in 2017. Ash Sutton took 6 wins that year, and yet I think he was only like 5th in the championship. Just goes to show how crazy it is. And in fact, if you want to get even more crazier, Colin Turkington won that championship with a race to spare, despite only winning 1 race. That is how crazy the 2018 season was. But yeah, no doubt Matt Jackson 100% would have won at the very least 2 races. Honestly, I'm probably pushing maybe the 4 or 5 win margin. Again, it's so hard to predict, but no doubt Matt Jackson would have won at the very least 2 races, is what I'm saying. Where would he place in the championship? Again, so tough with how close that season was. But yeah, I definitely think Matt probably would have been in the championship fight. He would have been an outsider. For reference, Tom Chilton finished 3rd in the 2018 championship, and I believe he only won 2 races that year. So if Tom Chilton was finishing 3rd in the Focus, how well would have Matt Jackson done if he was in that Honda? But that's up to you guys to decide. Honestly, for me, I believe Matt would have been about 5th to 10th. Honestly, he would have been in that mid to lower top 10 in the championship. Especially for a first season, that's not too bad. Again, for reference, I believe Dan Cammish finished 10th in his rookie season with Honda. Obviously, Dan Cammish as well, he only took 2 wins in his rookie season. It's 2 wins in his rookie season, which is still very impressive. But yeah, I do think Matt would be a little bit better than Dan Cammish in 2018, only because of way more experience with a touring car, way more experience with front-wheel drive and whatnot. Yeah, no doubt, I think Matt Jackson, whilst he would not have been a championship contender legitimately, I think he definitely would have been an outsider. And I think going into that final weekend in 2018, he probably would have been an outsider for the championship, mathematically speaking. There's always a couple of drivers who have a mathematical chance of the championship, and I think Matt Jackson, had he have moved to Honda in 2018, he would have been one of those outsiders. Now, if we want to talk about going on, let's say, to 2019 and 2020, talk about, let's say, another 2 years with Honda, no doubt Matt Jackson would have been a championship contender in that Honda in 2019, even with the early season dominance of BMW in that brand new 3 Series. I do think maybe Matt might have done a little bit. I'm not too sure. Dan Cammish in that second half of 2019 was unbelievable. How he clawed back a 70-point deficit in like 15 races is unreal. So yeah, it's very hard to predict with stuff like these, but I think no doubt in 2019, Matt Jackson would have once again been a championship contender, would have 100% have won races and would have 100% outperformed Matt Neal. As for 2020, it's a difficult one, quite funny considering Matt Jackson was meant to return to BTCC in 2020 with Power Max Racing. Unfortunately, however, Power Max decided to sort of skip the 2020 season and only appearing in a couple of events with a few rookies. They brought in some rookies and whatnot, and a couple of other returning drivers for 2020, where they came back full time in 2021. But unfortunately, since that 2020 media day, Matt Jackson has not been seen in a front wheel drive touring car. So it is unfortunate about that. But yeah, cutting back a little bit, specifically talking about 2018. 100%, I think Matt Jackson would have been a race winner for Honda and an outsider for the 2018 championship. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. What do you think would have happened if Matt Jackson joined Honda/Team Dynamics for 2018? Would he be a race winner? Would he be a championship contender? Would he even be a BTCC champion? The possibilities are endless with these types of videos, which is why I am obviously with this video announcing a second season of BTCC What If. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new around here, be sure to like this video, share with your mates as well, because it of course does help my channel grow, and of course press that red subscribe button, because we are firmly on the road to 300 subscribers. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. Goodbye.